KimberlyClark Cuts.
Everybody knows somebody in town that works for KC.
One of the Fox Valley's largest employers plans to close 2 plants.
And the people here in this area have a good work ethic.
Leaving the community wondering what happens next.
We've been on this corner for 34 years and we've had a lot of people go in and out of here, so yeah, it's going to be kind of sad to see that happen.
Tonight we examine the reasons behind the cuts and what resources are out there for workers.
Thanks for being with us. We are covering all angles from this Kimberly-Clark announcement.
We have team coverage tonight. Stacey Engebretson from the newsroom, Shane Gustafson and Matt Jarko from Neenah, and Eric Kress from one of the affected Kimberly-Clark plants. Let's start here with where the 2 affected plants actually are. One is on Cold Spring Road in Fox Crossing, and the Neenah Nonwovens plant is on Henry Street in Neenah.
Now, a little bit of background information for you. Kimberly-Clark has a long history in the Fox Valley. It was founded in Neenah in 1872. There are about 43,000 employees across the world, about 3,200 in the Fox cities. Some of the best known products are Huggies, Scott, Pull-Ups, and Kleenex. Now, Kimberly-Clark is the 3rd largest employer in the Fox cities. That's just behind ThedaCare with 6,800 employees and Affinity Health System with 3,900.
NBC26's Eric Kress speaking with the mayor of Neenah. The mayor says there might still be some room for negotiation.
With 600 jobs on the line here in the Fox Valley, Neenah's mayor is already making calls to Governor Walker's office in an attempt to keep one of the facilities open that is slated to close. Kimberly-Clark has been a staple to Neenah for over 150 years. The company helped build this community.
These are high-paying, family-supporting jobs. There's a lot of families that rely on this paycheck and this company.
Within a year and a half, the company says it will close its Neenah Nonwovens facility, but the final decision related to their Cold Spring facility in Fox Crossing, well, that's up for interpretation, according to Neenah's mayor.
They stated in their announcement that the final decision has not been made, and it will be made after consultation and negotiations with the union. So that tells me that I believe that the door is open.
Mayor Dean Cofford is taking Kimberly-Clark's statement as an opportunity to reach out to the governor.
I want to involve the governor. I want the governor and I to talk to the Kimberly-Clark people and say, you know what, if the unions are willing to sit down at a table and provide some concessions, is the state of Wisconsin willing to look at providing some tax incentives for keeping jobs, for retaining jobs?
And if both facilities do close, Kimberly-Clark will still employ about 2,600 people in the Fox Valley. That being said, the economic impact will likely still be felt across the whole region. Keeping you connected in Neenah, I'm Eric Kress with NBC26.
And the company releasing a statement that says, in part, business decisions that impact our employees are among the most difficult ones to make. We don't take such decisions lightly. We remain committed to treating our employees fairly and respectfully.
Residents in Neenah are reacting to the announcement with both surprise and sadness.
NBC26's Matt Jarko shows us how the entire community could feel that loss.
It's a small town home to a big company.
Everybody knows somebody in town that works for KC.
For people in Neenah, those workers at Kimberly-Clark are often friends, even family. It's why a feeling of sadness spread across town Wednesday as news spread of major layoffs at KC's local facility.
Now it's hard to watch them go away.
Dave Tippler has never seen Neenah without Kimberly-Clark and its jobs, its paychecks. He says the community will feel the loss. Residents here in Neenah say the Kimberly-Clark closures won't just affect employees, but also restaurants and other businesses located throughout the area who call those employees their customers.
It's going to be a hard thing to go ahead and see what happens as far as with the businesses around here, the customers we may lose, the impact that could have upon us.
Ellison Drini says the people who work at Kimberly-Clark are some of the people who go to his store, the people who now face an uncertain future.
Yeah, it's going to be kind of sad to see that happen.
In Neenah, Matt Jarko, NBC26.
Governor Walker is weighing in tonight, saying the decision is out of the state's control.
NBC26's Stacey Engebretson continues our team coverage now from the newsroom.
Governor Walker says Kimberly-Clark's decision is international and their marketplace has changed, adding there are anywhere from 80 to 100,000 jobs open on the state's website, and they would be able to help those who will lose their jobs at Kimberly-Clark.
If they follow through with this announcement today, that we would be able to help every single person that's affected by this be able to find gainful employment in a similar field, because we need people in manufacturing all throughout the Fox Valley.
Governor Walker was in Marinette today at a ribbon-cutting ceremony for the new Wisconsin Maritime Center of Excellence. Representative Amanda Stock, who represents the Appleton and Menasha areas, says, quote, "My heart and my thoughts go out to all of the workers and families impacted by these mill closures, but thoughts only can get us so far. We need action at the state level to help stop the bleeding in our community," end quote. In the Green Bay newsroom, keeping you connected, Stacey Engebretson, NBC26.
After the shock of the news, the question for workers is, what's next?
Well, we do know that help is standing by for those who will be looking for a new job. NBC26's Shane Gustafson reports from Menasha.
The Fox Cities Job Center here in Menasha is just one of the resources to help those hundreds of workers find new jobs, a process some say shouldn't take very long. When the work stops at this plant in Neenah, so will the paychecks for hundreds of workers.
They're making pretty good wage and benefits, so we have to make sure that we assist them into new positions that are comparable.
Jim Golombeski runs the Bay Area Workforce Development Board. His agency and those in the Fox Cities plan to help workers find new jobs, the same way they've helped former Appleton coded workers.
We held a job fair a couple months ago for the Appleton coded people. We easily brought in about 50 employers with comparable pay and benefits who are looking to hire these individuals. So there's quite a demand out there.
That demand, mixed with years of experience in some cases, could mean people will walk into new jobs before their old ones are gone.
They are still coming out into an economy where other employers are really looking for people with their skills.
The Department of Workforce Development says it plans to meet with each of the affected workers and says the outlook of the paper industry in Wisconsin is still looking strong. Keeping you connected in Menasha, Shane Gustafson, NBC26.
For the latest information on the Kimberly-Clark closures, you can visit our website at NBC26.com or download our app. We've posted resources for you with information on how you can get help if you are an affected employee.
That is not all, though. Another round of layoffs also announced today in the Fox Valley. Yonkers is planning to close at the Fox River Mall. It's one of 4 locations shutting down here in northeast Wisconsin.
The store's parent company is closing stores nationwide, but it's closing more locations in Wisconsin than any other state. NBC26's Max Grossfeld has the details from Grand Chute.
This Yonkers at the Fox River Mall is the largest in the region at 63 employees who will soon be out of a job, but they're not alone. 59 workers in Fond du Lac, 40 in Manitowoc, and 38 in Marinette will all be out of a job over the next 10 to 12 weeks. The company's president said in a statement the goal is to, quote, move forward with a more productive storefront, end quote. Customers we talked to said they'll miss having the store around.
Yeah, it's kind of sad to see because it's been around for a while and now it's just going to be gone. People need to find other jobs and that's hard to do lately.
In a statement, a mall spokesperson said, quote, we're always disappointed to see tenants go, but it's an opportunity for us to bring in new uses for the community, unquote. We reached out to the mall's owner, but they declined our request for comment. Keeping you connected in Grand Chute, Max Grossfeld, NBC26.
Here's a look at the 4 locations in northeast Wisconsin that are closing. 63 workers will lose their jobs at the Fox River Mall Yonkers. The Forest Mall store in Fond du Lac is also shutting down, as well as the Manitowoc location in the Lakeshore Edgewater Mall, also the Yonkers in Marinette.
And we do turn to other news now. An NBC26 update. A train carrying members of Congress and their families crashes into a garbage truck today. 1 person killed, 6 others hurt in that crash.
The collision happened in Crozet, Virginia, which is just right outside of Charlottesville. Mary Maloney has more on this aftermath.
Crash on the tracks. A train carrying dozens of Republican members of Congress hit a dump truck.
We were moving at a pretty rapid pace, and it didn't seem that there was any time for the train to slow down at all. I didn't feel any slowing before the impact.
Several legislators with medical training helped the injured and performed CPR. The president confirmed the driver of the truck was killed.
We don't have a full understanding yet as to what happened, but it was a train hitting a truck going at a pretty good speed, and we'll have a full report as to what. It looks like the driver of the truck was killed, and it's very sad to see that.
The train was taking members of the GOP to their legislative retreat in West Virginia. Among those on board, Speaker Paul Ryan, who tweeted, "We are grateful for the first responders who rushed to the scene, and we pray for the victims and their families. May they all be in our thoughts right now."
It was a pretty rough hit. That's what they all tell me. I spoke to a few of the folks, and they say it was tough.
As the National Transportation Safety Board investigates the deadly crash, the legislators boarded buses and continued on to the conference.
The train accident was a tough one, a tremendous jolt, and they're proceeding to their conference.
I'm Mary Maloney reporting.
House Speaker Paul Ryan of Wisconsin was on that train, along with Wisconsin Congressman Glenn Grothman and Sean Duffy.
NBC26's Regina Ahn spoke with Congressman Duffy about that crash.
Wisconsin lawmakers were on board that train, and Representative Paul Ryan, Sean Duffy, and Congressman Glenn Grothman are all doing all right. Representative Sean Duffy says he, his 8 children, and his wife are all doing fine. They were on board that train, seated in the back. Duffy says he felt a jolt, then there was confusion on the train. Doctors on board wanted to help those hurt in the truck that was hit. Duffy says while it was tragic and horrible, he feels blessed the train didn't flip over, saving his family and his fellow lawmakers on board. He also says he has been praying for everyone involved in this accident.
We saw at least one person lose their life. It makes you realize what's important and what isn't as important. And today you refocus and think, you know what, we're blessed to have families, we're blessed to have children, we're blessed to have our health and our life. It's a real difference maybe from some of the partisan bickering that happened, less than 24 hours before. Life and friendship and family is what matters. That's what we have taken away from this, and I got to tell you, it's been shocking and traumatic for a lot of the people that were on the train. I would just ask that your viewers, they don't mind participating in some prayers for some families that are in Virginia tonight. We would be grateful.
Congressman Glenn Grothman, who represents the southern part of our viewing area, was on board and headed to this retreat. He did see a fellow congressman fall backwards when the car struck the truck full of garbage. He tells us one person in that truck was killed.
Fine, except for I feel horrible about the guy who died, and we have to pray for the other guy who apparently was taken out of here and was described to me as seriously injured. And it's a horrible thing for their family. You got to figure this morning they left for work just another day, and one of them's not coming home.
No one on the Amtrak train was injured. Keeping you connected, Regina Ahn, NBC 26.
Still ahead tonight, a new initiative by a local police department.
How they are taking on hunger and helping those in need. It's our NBC26 Cares Report. Stay with us.
You're connected to NBC26 News at 10 with Cassandra Duvall, John Erickson, Chief Meteorologist Cameron Moreland, and Sports Director Charlie Sakaitis. NBC26 News at 10, keeping you connected.